Well, good morning. Join me this morning. I'm on the banks of my local river Ouse. I'm on a stretch of water which is controlled by the London Angling Association, which is just outside Littleport. And being as though I actually joined the Littleport Angling Club, it also gives us the benefit of pleasure fishing the London Angling Association water. So for £15 a season, it's absolute tremendous value. What I'm going to do today is I'm fishing a peg which I actually fished on the opening day of the season. And I started at midnight that day and I fished through till 6 in the morning when I had over £50 of bream in some big skimmers. And we've got a perfect day today, overcast, there's a nice breeze blowing, nice ripple, slight tinge in the water. So I'm hoping they can replicate part of that catch. What I'm going to be doing today is fishing the feeder and also going to be fishing the pole. Feeder, I've got a 12-foot React Light feeder rod, TDR reel with 5-pound mono. I've got a 2-inch sliding Dean Barlow feeder link with a 20-gram plastic Nisa feeder, about a 3-inch twizzled loop which goes to a Clarusu quick change bead, and I've got a length of about 2.5 foot of 013 down to a size 16 hook. So nothing fancy, just a nice simple feeder rig. I've got that clipped up and around just past 3 parts away across the river, and I'm going to introduce a small amount of chopped worm, a few casters through the feeder as I'm going along, and I'm going to be using double dead or corn or worm on a hook just to see how the fish respond. Like I say, I'm also going to be fishing the pole. On the pole today I've got around 16 foot of water, 17 foot, so I'm using a Dino long bream. There's not a lot of flow here. It's inching through a little tiny bit at the moment where they've got the gates open, but majority of the time it's either going to be backing up or stationary. So this nice long float is going to be perfect for the conditions today. Like I say, that's 2 gram, and I've got that with 011 mainline with a Olivet and several droppers. So I've got a 1.75 gram Olivet there, and I've got one directly below the Olivet. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 droppers there, to which I've got an 09, a 6-inch 09 hook length of Aspire to a size 18 PR 344 hook. So it's a quite strong hook, but it is also a fine wire. There. So like I say, I'm going to be fishing that round about 12.5 metres. So I've got everything all ready to go. I've got 3 balls made up, and what I'm going to do is cup those into the swim, and I'm going to leave that for round about half an hour, 45 minutes. See how I'm getting on the feeder. If I'm catching on the feeder, then I'll just keep topping the pole line up as we go along. So instead of balling it in today, I'm going to actually cup it in. So away we go. So I've got this out at about 12.5 metres. And I'm going to cup just slightly downstream. I've got a marker opposite me which is just a bare bank where there's some tins, so I'm just going to cup in just there. So I'm going to put those 3 in. And I'll go through what the mix actually is. Each one of those balls is containing a small amount of caster and also a small amount of chopped worm. Line it up with the marker cup it in. Like I say, I'm not going to go gung-ho style today. I'm just going to see how the fish respond. The actual mix itself, I'm using the same mix in the feeder is what I'm actually going to be using on the pole. What I've done is separated the mix, and a third of the mix I've actually riddled some leam on the top of it, just to give it that bit of extra weight to get to the bottom on the pole. So the actual mix today is Bait Tech Pro Natural and Pro Natural Bream. I've also put a quarter of a bag of crushed hemp into the mix, and in the mixing process I also added half a bottle of the liquid Brasem Squirt before I actually mixed it all together. The actual mix I mixed up the night before, which will, if I can, I do always like to mix up the night before, because I believe all the particles and everything to soak up as much water as possible, and then riddle it off on the bank. If you need to dampen it down, just dampen it down a tiny bit, but I find it's absolutely perfect. On the bait front, I've got the Humble Maggot, I've got Red Maggot, and I've got some fluoros. I've got some Dead Reds. I've also got Chopworm in Castor, and I've also got a tin of the Bait Tech Super Sweet Sweet Corn in its natural variety. Like I say, I've got everything ready to go now. I've just introduced a little bit of bait, so I'm going to start on the feeder. Hopefully we might get a few fish early on, probably be roach, hopefully a few skimmers. Like I say, with it being overcast, it's perfect conditions if there is actually a few bream about that they might want to feed. So we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we'll catch a few fish. Oosh.